The elevator jolted to a stop. My heart sank as the lights flickered, and there they were, my wife, her fingers entwined with another man's, laughing as if the world had no idea of the life we had built together. In that frozen moment, the cold truth pierced me sharper than any knife. Every smile she gave me, every promise she whispered, had been a lie. The man's hand in hers was a betrayal I could never forget. And as the doors opened, revealing the world outside, I made a silent vow. Justice would be mine, and their perfect little illusion would shatter under my hands. The days after the elevator incident felt like living in a nightmare I could not wake from. Every corner of our house, every photograph, every shared memory suddenly turned toxic. My wife smiled at me, pretending nothing had happened, her casual gestures like salt in an open wound. But inside, a storm was brewing. I was no longer the man who forgave or overlooked. I was a man with a mission. I began observing her, tracing her patterns, noting the times she met him, the lies she spun to cover the truth. Every phone call she answered with a giggle, every text she hid with a quick swipe, added fuel to the fire that consumed me. My mind became a machine of calculation. I didn't need witnesses, I didn't need pity. I only needed the satisfaction of seeing them fall as I had fallen. The first step was subtle. I sowed doubt among her closest friends. Innocuous questions, carefully timed, slowly made them wary of her double life. Meanwhile, I documented everything, the late-night messages, the secret dinners, the small betrayals that showed a larger picture. Every photo, every recorded conversation was another brick in the wall I was building to trap them. Sleep became optional. Obsession was mandatory. I watched their interactions online, traced the routes of their secret meetings, and memorized every detail. The more I observed, the more enraged I became. How dare they think they could enjoy happiness while I rotted in silence? My job, my routine, everything became secondary to this mission. Revenge was no longer a thought. It was the air I breathed, the blood in my veins. Even friends noticed a change in me. They asked if I was okay. I lied. But the truth was, nothing could be okay again. I had been stripped of trust, and in its place, a meticulous, almost surgical desire to dismantle everything they held dear. And as the days turned into weeks, the plan began to take shape. It started with their finances. I found out where he invested his money, where she controlled the accounts. Slowly, I started planting seeds of ruin, subtle disruptions that would only explode later. I watched them struggle, dismissing small losses as coincidence. They had no idea how deep the trap was, and the thought of their eventual shock sent a thrill through me like a dark symphony. By the time the first confrontation came, I was ready. I didn't need rage or yelling. I didn't need threats. I only needed patience. And the moment they thought they were untouchable, the truth would strike, leaving nothing intact. Revenge, I realized, was not instantaneous. It was a long, slow poison that needed precision. I continued my dual life, presenting the calm, composed version to the world while secretly orchestrating their collapse. Every lie they told, every careless action, became a weapon I sharpened and stored. I intercepted their messages, manipulated their schedules, created situations that slowly eroded trust between them. Every misstep they made, I had already anticipated. Friends began to notice tension between them. Small quarrels erupted into crushing arguments. I remained the invisible hand, guiding the chaos. The thrill of their suffering was intoxicating. I reveled in it silently. Each dinner they had that ended in bitterness, each whispered accusation they exchanged, felt like victory. They had built a world on deceit, and now, under my careful design, it was crumbling. But the true turning point came when they started suspecting me. Their paranoia was delicious. He accused me silently at first, his eyes darting when I entered a room. She tried to mask her fear with arrogance, but the cracks were visible. Every glance I gave them held a silent promise. I knew everything, and the end was near. I escalated further. Financial sabotage turned into public humiliation. Secrets they thought buried were revealed at the perfect moments. Social media posts, business deals, mutual friends, all became instruments of exposure. I orchestrated their downfall like a symphony of destruction. Every night, I lay awake, imagining their faces as the walls closed in. The power was intoxicating, but the obsession was dangerous. I was no longer just punishing them. I was becoming them in my focus, relentless and unyielding. Every moral I once held seemed distant and meaningless. The only law was vengeance, and I followed it without hesitation. The day of reckoning arrived quietly. They thought it was an ordinary evening, but I had meticulously prepared the final act. Friends, family, and colleagues all witnessed the culmination of years of deceit, every hidden lie laid bare, every betrayal exposed. Their world shattered in moments, their carefully constructed happiness demolished with surgical precision. I watched as panic and despair overtook them. The man, once confident and smug, trembled as his financial empire collapsed under the weight of my manipulation. She, who had worn lies like armor, broke under the weight of public shame. I had no need for words. My work was complete. Every smile she had stolen, every secret he had guarded, was now laid bare before the world. As they fell, I felt a strange emptiness, but not regret. The revenge had been total, absolute, and irreversible. Years of humiliation, heartbreak, and betrayal were finally balanced by their ruin. And in that moment, I realized something chilling. Revenge is a fire that consumes, and once it burns to ash, you are left staring at the void it creates. I walked away from their shattered lives, my mission complete. The price of betrayal had been paid in full. The satisfaction of vengeance was bitter, but it was mine. Moral of the story: true revenge is a relentless storm. It destroys both the guilty and the world around them, leaving only the cold satisfaction of justice fulfilled.